simultaneous interpretation will be provided during the symposium. Channel 1 is for Korean, Channel 2 is for English.
ING 기획단장 박순덕입니다. 우선 바쁜 일중에도 불구하시고 동계올림픽에서의 5G 시범 서비스, SKT로부터는 통신사 측면에서의 5G 향후 계획을 들어보는 좋은 시간을 갖도록 하겠습니다. 발표자분들을 모시고 5G 기술 개발 전망과 새로운 도전에 대한
Dans le cadre du projet 5G Champion, une équipe de partenaires européens et coréens s'est constituée pour tester en grandeur réelle, 2 ans avant son lancement officiel, ce nouveau standard de communication. Nous devons aussi réfléchir aux opportunités offertes par la 5G, échanger sur les bonnes pratiques à encourager.
바쁘신 일정에도 불구하고 이 자리를 빛내주신 참석자 여러분, 이번 행사는 지난 2년간 미국과 한국의 5G 이동통신 연구자들이 공동 연구한 성과를 일반인들에게 공유하고 양측을 교육하는 글로벌 기업들이 5G 기술 개발 방향과 서비스 방향을 함께 공유하는 매우 뜻깊은 행사입니다. 한 EU 공동 연구 사업은 양국이 공동으로 연구 기획 방향을 논의합니다.
We've been working on the global connector, essential for 5G and essential for the intercontinental connection between Europe and Korea, specifically on SDN and NFV techniques. And also we've been working on specific KPIs for bringing down latency up to 2 milliseconds.
And the other thing is that we expand our application from the subway to the bus. So actually the bus, through the 5G Champion project, we applied this technology to the bus, mobile bus, and it is showcased in the
and the 5G is coming soon. And because 5G is coming soon, we are already building research agenda for
normal user can benefit from this system. And also some highlights on what we learned and what we experience as a bottleneck and things that we should improve in the coming years in order to actually make it that in order for millimeter wave technology.
Our motivation is to provide very large data rate to millimeter wave based mobile backward transceiver. Our main targets will be high-speed train or bus or cars. For the high-speed train, we assume that it can run up to 500 km per hour, and we are using 25 gigahertz of carrier frequency band. There are some performance requirements. The one came from CPP SA1 working group. They defined several bands. So in this case, there are several problems. The first one is high carriage penetration loss. You have to overcome the penetration loss and a large distance.
And the other is on the deployment side of cloud technologies, including the interoperability testing in Korea and the EU, and also POC that we conducted both in the EU side during our first review meeting, and also in Pyeongchang this week, early this week as well.
Gigas 10G switch that interconnects between those compute nodes with the You are aware of that. We have a airplane, user plane.
And some some coding for the controlling of the base station. This kind of general management stuff, hardware acquisition for the demos, logistic planning from Finland to Korea. For the people also, it was very challenging to get any, let's say, hotels here, or from the Gangneon. And then we have a couple of partners here, from Finland, and then some PR stuff, virtual classes, business cards. By the way, there is a couple of business cards outside of this if you, let's say, scan those business cards, then you can have this kind of spot play, and you will have 5 or 6 different 360 videos available for your phones. You can see what kind of videos we have made, and so we had the 2 places in Gagneon, KICT Center, and then the moving bus on Jalkok Street. And then in Oulu we are also having two different places, City Library.
이제 워크패키지 6 한국 측에서는 리모테일 백홀에 집중적으로 개발을 했습니다. 그래서 기가비핏 레벨의 백홀 개발이 첫 번째가 스트레이지였고, 그다음에 이렇게 한도선에서 시범 서비스가 백홀로 나가고 있습니다. 그리고 지금 밖에 애들이 전화를 있는데 홍보관에 부스를 확보하기 위해서 많은 노력을 했는데요. 일단 MSIT를 설득을 해야 되고, 그 다음에 니아, 그 다음에 올림픽 조직위도 설득을 해서 결국은 이제 11월 달에 최종적으로 컨펌을 받았습니다. 부스에 대해서. 지하철이라든가 버스에 어플라이를 적용하는 거, 그리고 실제 달리는 지하철에서 최초로 데몬스트레이션 하는 거, 그리고 성형화까지. 마지막
hardworking. Yeah, to the technology.
It should be okay. So we have 3 categories for the 5G service. One for mobile broadband, the other one for ultra reliable and low latency service, and final one is the massive MTC. Those 3 service categories, the 4 LTE majorly working on usually the mobile broadband. But in 5G, we would like to support the different categories of the service by the technology, and also want to provide. Yeah, this is the standard timeline. Is the next week we do have a 3GPP meeting in Athens.
Locations like meetings and so on. But what we are talking about now, today, is this 4th industrial revolution. What is this digitalization? And I think so that will be the big one. Because now we can start using the big data. There's coming this IoT, like the sensors. We can have a remote control for healthcare and equipment. And for example, we are talking about this industry 4.0, what will then utilize this kind of automation and control in our industry and our, let's say, this kind of production premises.
Maybe harmonized or compete. Regarding this matter, I would like to have
It should fulfill also these requirements what we have had with 2G, 3G and 4G. On top of that, we have still this high capacity and low latency and these other topics.
The human, the boundary, the barrier between human and machine. With the emergence of the VR, AR, the big blur in the reality and virtuality, the big blur in human and machine. With the autonomous driving and many sensors, the drone delivery or the development of the AI, the human, the boundary, the barrier between human and machine will be vanished in the near future.
SK Telecom is established in 1984, and we made the world first.
We can imagine what the 5G service will be in the futures. So anyway, this capability of 5G is much better than 4G, right? So because based on these technology factors, maybe we can do a lot of new service. But still, we are focusing on it for 2 years. 5G and also, Glowstick before it fly. This is a 5G tablet. So we hook up, we connect with some small 360 VR camera, so we can make some, real-time conference call with some other persons.
We have 270 million customers worldwide, and we are also focusing a lot about bank and Orange Money. So yes, that's also very important for us. We think we need to have low energy consumption. That's key for us. To have devices and networks which are able to have very low consumptions, energy consumptions, because we know that the number of customers will increase. So that's a key point for us. So that's why we think it will be key to do this kind of communication, and we're beginning it right from now.
우리나라 대부분의 금융기관이 저희 탈레스가 제공하는 데이터 프로텍션 서비스를 실질적으로 사용하고 계십니다. 저희가 말하는 HSM 장비가 여기서 말하는 데이터 프로텍션 서비스 내용이 되고 있습니다. 밑에 보시는 것처럼 인공위성과 통합된 5G 서비스를 통해서 항상 50Mbps by/s의 체감 속도로서 전국 어디서든지 균질된 서비스를 받으실 수 있습니다. 또한 이와 함께 1m 내외의 정확도의 위치 정보 서비스를 제공받으실 수 있습니다.
Ok, je vais commencer. 5G compliant device on the market a couple of months from now, taking into account that 3GPP, maybe the verticals will probably come later. And now, with the dialogue that we have with the member states, we start off having almost an identification on in each member state. It's a band which is not widely contemplated, but we believe in Europe that it's an interesting band to promote ubiquity and, let's say, wide geographic availability of 5G in Europe. So we expect that, at least for the 26 gigahertz, we expect that we will have a harmonizing decision in the next year.
거의 모든 그 정부의 그 중점 사항으로 되어 있습니다. 그래서 스마트 월드라는 거는 이제 4차 산업혁명이 이루어지는 세상이다. 뭐 이렇게 이제 정의를 하고 있습니다. 그래서 저희가 이제 첫 번째로 그 달성하고자 했던 거는 이제 평창 올림픽에서 그래서 이제 평창 올림픽인데 이제 그 과기정통부 입장에서는 이거를 ICT 올림픽이다라고 정의를 해서 5G, IoT, UHD, AI, VR을 올림픽을 통해서 한국의 이제 기술력을 과시하고 뭐 이런 것들을 진행하고 있습니다. 그래서 돼 있고, 근데 이제 저희는 이제 5G라고 하는데 그 주파수가 필요한데, 그래서 이제 주파수를 경매를 통해서 할 예정입니다. 그래서 경매는 올해 6월 이전에 하는 걸로 돼 있습니다. 그래서
demonstration of real full potential of 5G. So I invited to this panel 6 experts that you have in front of you.
So my question is, let's think that maybe imagine that in 10 or 15 years, we have solved the millimeter wave access problem, and maybe mobile edge computing or other applications. So we will actually forget about the other type of access. So it will be actually millimeter wave if it works, the only solution.
At the time I mentioned about it's in our white paper, and we are thinking of tailored some communication tariff. For instance, if I need gigabit access at home, and outside if I need just 10 megabps, in the vehicle or 100 or something like that, in the office gigabit.
As far as I know, the 3GPP start to think about the common human
requirement for IoT 2020. As you know, I would like to indicate some area traffic density. If 5G millimeter wave with this millimeter wave technologies, I think we can satisfy the requirement from the 5G implementations.
As I mentioned in my presentation, we used the millimeter wave as a cellular network in 28 gigahertz band, and we used the 800 megahertz bandwidth.
It is really needed to test these things. So I expect the largest gains to be expected where we really have a need, that's indoor with many people, or like we heard these stadium scenarios, below 6 gigahertz operating to create the backhaul opportunity for faster rollout.
And also some instant like a very high speed broadband the network to back up some how do you call some network issue with the fixed network and so on.
For system rate perspective, I have one published paper in 2015. Published in 2015. At that time, I calculated with 30 millimeter wave small cell base station.
Up to 40 LPKs, they develop infrastructure and they use the test terminal to optimize network. There is sufficient. But the 5G case, they use the beamforming technology, both infrastructure and network side. So if they deploy network with the large terminal case.
This past week, during the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, we have been celebrating the 5G technology available for public for the first time in the world. This became possible, again, through cooperation. The Prime Minister of Finland, Mr. Juha Sipilä, visited the Pyeongchang Olympic 5G demo this week. He was impressed. In 5G context, Finland is recognized as an innovative leader within Europe, developing various infrastructure technologies linked to 5G. Dear audience, I hope that today's program has brought not only new ideas, but most importantly, that it has worked as a platform of interaction that will lead to further cooperation to improve even higher the fifth generation network development. I wish you all the best of success. Thank you.